Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Archery, here again with another Archery Friday video today. A little quick channel update. It's been a little slow on the channel the last few weeks. Originally, that was because of the holidays. Originally, I was not uploading because of the holidays. Still doing Archery Friday uploads because that's a new series, and I want to get that new series off the ground as smooth as possible. So when you do a new series, you don't want to like upload one video and then stop for a couple weeks. So originally, I was going to like not upload for a couple weeks when it comes to my main uploads. This is Premier League gaming channel, and but I ended up getting sick after the holidays, so been dealing with that. Still under the weather right now, so that's kind of like slowed down. Like I do have my Halo Infinite campaign review. I got my best games of 2021, worst games 2021. Like all those are recorded, but I just haven't had the time to edit them. Videos like this though, my Archery Friday videos, are very easy to edit and upload, so it hasn't been a problem, getting these videos out. So today's video, I want to do like a little intro video. I guess not really an intro video, but like a video where I talk about what got me into archery. Why do I do archery? Archery was something that I've always been interested in growing up. I was never able to like really get a bow though, because like I lived with my grandmother during my teens, and for a couple of years we lived in apartments. You can't really get a weapon when you live in an apartment. And then when we lived in like actual houses, it still wasn't something that I was able to really get, because we also had kids around, and it's just a safety thing. And like I've always wanted one though. I always wanted a bow. And when I became an adult, and I actually, I got into a situation to where I could get one. I actually had an ex-girlfriend, and now ex-girlfriend told me that I'm not allowed to have a bow. It's like, right, I was telling her, I was like, I want to get a bow, and she was like, you can't get a bow. But now she's an ex-girlfriend, and like I bought a bow. What inspired me though to really be into archery was actually two things: video games, surprise surprise, and Arrow, the TV series. When it came to video games, I was playing games like Tomb Raider. I don't think what other games is out there. Assassin's Creed, Origins. So Tomb Raider, the way the newer games worked was that Lara Croft actually started to use the bow basically as a primary weapon. Like when you're younger, her dual pistols were like her primary weapons, but in the more modern games, her primary weapon is actually a bow. And using bows in the game is so smooth and so nice that when I play the Tomb Raider games, I primarily only use the bow. I have playthroughs where I don't use anything else, just a bow, and it just feels so good and so smooth, and it inspired me. But then I was watching the TV show Arrow. I got into it super late. I didn't get into it when everyone else got into it. I got into it very, very late. I think I remember around season 6. So I probably like started watching it on Netflix until I got caught up to be able to watch more episodes. And I was watching that so much, and seeing Oliver with his bow, and seeing Thea with her bow, and Malcolm Merlin with his bow. It's just I was getting more and more amped into wanting to be an archer and wanting to do archery. And it's like this has been a long time goal of mine, a long time dream of mine, just was to do archery. And like so I'm watching all this stuff, and then I started getting really heavy into watching YouTube videos, and I started seeing guys like Armin Hermer, and New Sensei, and a number of other guys in the archery community, and it sold me. It really sold me on, all right, fuck it, I'm getting a bow. I want a bow. And watching those two guys mostly, they sold me on basically every single bow that I have. I have 6 bows right now. All but one of those bows have been reviewed by Armin Hermer. Literally. I have 6 bows. All but one has been reviewed by Armin. The other bow has been reviewed by New Sensei. So to tell you which bows I have, you'll see bows here and there throughout the series. I have a Samick Sage, that's my first bow. A fiberglass Turkish bow. I have a Hankyu, which is a half Yumi. I have a Mean KUN. I have a Kajik, and I have a Black Hunter, which is my newest bow. It's not my Black Hunter. So watching those guys really got me into it. Like they're very great creators when it comes to archery on YouTube. The way they explain things is so simple. They basically act as like a online teacher essentially. I've never been to an archery school. I've never been to, you know, any location locally for archery. You know, my range has been my backyard the entire time. You know, so for most people, they will say, "Well, that means you're a self-taught archer," which is impressive. And I would say, I'm not really self-taught because new sensei has taught me. You know, not directly, indirectly, he's taught me. You know, Armin Hermer has taught me indirectly. You know, guys like that, they've taught me indirectly. And they might not be, you know, here, you know, making sure my form is good and things like that, but they have videos where they mention, you know, how do you know if your form is bad? Are you getting string slaps? You getting slapped with a string is a way of knowing that your form is bad right now. You know, how do you know that your draw weight is too much for you? Are you crumbling at the, like, you know, your first set? You know, you learn from those two guys as well. It's like, how do you, if you took a bad shot, that could have been a result of, you know, you having like a bad draw. You know, Armin always talks about, you don't blame the tool, you blame the archer. You know, what did you do wrong when you took that shot? You know, so those guys worked as teachers. And when people ask me, you know, should they get into archery, I always say, watch Armin Hermer, watch New Sensei, because those are two dudes who will basically guide you the entire way. You know, the entire way. When it comes to learning how to do thumb draw, Armin will teach you thumb draw. You know, he also has Patreon where he actually does do online teaching. New Sensei also has some videos about thumb draw. He also has some videos about three finger draw. You know, some people have their own preferences. Some people prefer 3-under. Some people prefer the Mediterranean style of shooting. Some people prefer the Islamic draw. My preference is actually thumb draw. I really enjoy thumb draw. I do thumb draw and I do Mediterranean. I do want to learn to do a pinch draw because that's something that like a lot of Native American tribes did. And me being someone who's also Native American, not just black, I would like to be able to shoot the same way as, you know, my ancestors did. Um, it's just it's a very interesting, like, you know, step into to archery, you know, and it's a great thing. It's a great hobby, and it's the easiest hobby to get into. It's the easiest sport to get into. I look at archery as one of those things where people go, there's that saying, easy to get into, hard to master. Archery is very hard to master, but it's very easy to get into, like super easy to get into. You know, getting a bow, you know, most states, most countries, it's not illegal to get to own a bow. You know, they're not viewed as firearms because they're not. Crossbows are viewed as firearms, but bows, regular bows, aren't viewed as firearms. So I think in some countries, if you get in something over 60 pounds and you gotta like talk to them about it, you know, that's when customs gets a little, like, you know, curious. You do have to have a hunting license, so you can't just go buy a bow and go hunting. You do have to have a hunting license regardless of the, you know, what tool you're using to hunt. So it's very easy to just get into. You can go to like a Cabela's or a Dick's Sporting Goods or a Walmart and get some cheap bows, and places like Cabela's, and I think they actually have like locations inside where you can get like more, you know, real bows. Whereas like I think Walmart, places like that will have like, you know, very cheap bows that you can like, it's like $40, usually like 40 to $60 that you can just get rid of. But you can get bows like the Salmon Sage and the Black Hunter, and a number of other bows off Amazon, you know, for cheap prices. And people will always think to themselves that archery has to be like a very expensive trade to get into. And it's like, archery is very inexpensive. The Salmon Sage cost me like $125. That's very inexpensive. The Black Hunter was $112. Very inexpensive. My Turkish fiberglass bow was $80. Very inexpensive. Most of my arrows have cost me usually around $40. I do have two set of arrows that cost me, you know, I think like 28 each. And they're great arrows. My Alibow arrows, Alibow at 64 is one of the best suppliers out there for anything archery. My Alibow arrows cost like $45. And it's inexpensive. Like, yes, if you're going on places like Three Rivers, and I don't want to like keep throwing shade at them, but like, yeah, like their bows, their arrows going to cost you $60. You know, for whatever reason, while, you know, people like Alibow and you know, AF Archery and some other like outlets out there won't charge you that much for, you know, for five 6 arrows. And yeah, there are bows out there that cost you $300, $400, $500, $100, and so on, so on, and so on. But the entry point is not expensive. The entry point into archery is not, an expensive thing to get into. My Kajik was almost $400. That's not an entry level bow. If you're just getting into archery, you're not getting a Kajik. That's not an entry level bow. My Hankyu, that's not an entry level bow. You can get an entry level bow that's gonna last you your entire life under $200. If you take care, like I'm gonna use a car saying, have that saying when it comes to like Fords. You take care of Ford, take care of you. You take care of your bow, your bow take care of you. If you're making sure your Semic Sage is being handled, properly, that Semic will last you for a decade or longer. Same thing comes like the Black Hunter. Fiberglass bows are like one of the best thing about fiberglass bows is they can take a lot of usage. Here's my bows. All 6 my current bows. Maybe I'll have more in the future, but it's one to show you guys, my bows themselves. Starting things off, got the Black Hunter right here. I'm actually gonna let me stream this up in a bit. Take it for some shots. I'm gonna actually put some knocking points on it. Generally, I don't do knocking points on most of my bows, but the Black Hunter, Semic Sage, and my Hankyu all have knocking points. Which speaking of, that's the next bow. My Black Hunter is a long bow, but actually like that's this before in my Black Hunter review, which you see on the first video we did was Black Hunter review. I mentioned that what I like about the Black Hunter is it's very, very sleek. It's very, very small in terms of being compared to the Semic Sage, which is the second bow that you will see. The Semic Sage is a recurve, but look how blocky it is. I said before, it's a very blocky bow. It's not aesthetically appealing when you look at the Semic Sage because of how big it is. It's such a huge riser compared to the Black Hunter's riser, which is very small, even though that's the long bow and that's a recurve. And the bow next to the Semic Sage, and all these bows I'm going to do a review of. I already did one for Black Hunter. We're going to do a review for each of these bows, probably in order in which I got them, other than Black Hunter, which is my most recent bow. So the next will be the Semic Sage, then it'll be the Turkish bow, then it'll be the Kajik, and then the Hankyu, and then the main KUN. So the bow next to the Semic Sage is my longest bow, which is my Hankyu. The Hankyu is a Japanese half bow. So if you've heard of the Yumi, this is a half Yumi, and that's what the Hankyu is. It's a half Yumi, and ironically, it's the longest bow that I have, but it's a half bow of a different bow. So imagine about the freaking Yumi. I don't want a Yumi because it's just too big. It's too long. I'm a short guy. That bow's too long for me. So the Hankyu is a perfect size. Great bow. Got it from Sarmat Archery. Amazing. Produces a bow. Amazing boards in general. I'll have the link to their website in the description below. Just because it's not sponsored, I love their bows. They're great. I have arrows from them as well. I have a video for all my arrows, so you guys will be able to see which arrows I use, their lengths, their sizes, and things like that. Just some info more videos. Next, we got the Kajik. This is my favorite bow that I own. The Kajik was like the honored guard of Genghis Khan, and this is the Kajik bow. It's one of the most popular bows people will get from Alibow, which is probably like the best supplier out there from China. So Alibow has a Kajik. I should have got it with a different backing. It's a gorgeous bow. Like these limbs are wide as hell. It's so gorgeous. As you see, I only have 2 Western style bows. Everything else is Asiatic. I prefer to shoot thumb draw. So we have our Kajik. I just knocked both my bows over. But that's the Kajik. In terms of weight, 40 pounds for the Black Hunter, 25 pounds for the Semic Sage, 40 for the Hankyu, 45 for the Kajik, 45 for Ming, and 35 for our Turkish bow. Speaking of our Ming, that's the next bow you see right here. Again, for the reviews, I'll give details on like the length, pricing, what kind of wood is used, and things like that. But this is my Ming KUN, also from Alibow, much like my Kajik. Amazing. But this is my usual go-to bow. Like usually when I'm just out in backyard taking shots, that's the bow that I use, my Ming KUN. And then we have my Turkish fiberglass bow. This is fiberglass. It's Alibow. Again, we have 3 Alibow bows. One from Sarmat, Semic Sage, and then Black Hunter. clearly I love Alibow. Alibow's great, and that's the last bow that's on here. Before I got my mean KUN, my most used bow was this Turkish bow. Right now, it's I was about to say taped up, but rubber band up because I don't use it as much anymore. But before I got my mean KUN, this is the bow that I use most. Great bow. But I don't want to go spend too much time like talk about them like as a whole. I wanted to show you guys my six bows, my current six
So
bows.
you just got
You
to
want to
see
give
my bows, and I want to like throw that into the video as well, so you guys can actually like see what tools I'm using. Just I really like archery. It's a great thing. Why do I do it? Because it's meditating. You know, when I'm out in my backyard, slinging these shots, I feel at peace with myself. I feel like peace with life. It's meditation for me. It's not just a sport. It's not just doing archery. It's meditation. To refer to Armin again, he does Tai Chi, and he infuses his Tai Chi learnings with his archery. So even when it comes to like how he like draws the bow, he views it as a way of Tai Chi when it comes to drawing the bow, and like how simple things have to be, and how every part of your body has to be put into drawing a bow. It's very relaxing. It's very peaceful. When I'm outside doing my archery, I hear the birds chirping. I live near Air Force Base, so I hear planes going by. These C-17s flying by. And, every now and then you hear some kids running around outside. Like it's very peaceful. It's Archery is a very peaceful thing, and in a time period right now where a lot of people are having like mental issues right now. Mental health is a very strong thing, a strong common thing which we talk about in today's society. You need things like that can cause you to have meditation. You need something that you can relax doing, that you can be at peace with. And for me, that's archery. When I'm doing archery, I'm at peace. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. It doesn't matter what's going on around me in the world. When that bow is in my hand and I'm pulling that string back, I'm at peace. Whether it's that thumb draw or the three finger, I'm at peace. For that time period, 30 minutes or longer, usually how long I'll be out with my bows, I'm at peace. That's why I do archery. I love it. Something that I always wanted to do, and I went out there and did it. A lot of people, when New Year's is coming up, a lot of people like, it's my resolution. Don't have resolutions. Just go do shit. Because resolutions are always failed. People do these resolutions and always freaking like fail them. Just go do shit. Don't tell yourself that you're going to do it. Just go do it. Whether it's archery or something else. If there's a hobby you want to get into, just go do it. Like, don't make up any excuses, because when you make excuses, that's when you don't do it. You tell yourself, I would do it, but this reason. I would do it that reason. I would do it this. Just go do it. Because chances are you won't regret it. I didn't regret this decision to just go ahead and get a fucking bow. I didn't regret it at all. But with all that said, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you want to follow me on Twitch, links should be in the description box below, so it's on the screen right now. I'll try to get the Halo Infinite campaign video out very soon, as well as I'll get the best games and worst games of 2021 out after that. So y'all be safe. You be comfortable. Another me, boy, you say Archangel. Y'all be in good health. I'm out. Deuces.